Let's get ready for the Junior NBA Skills Challenge. This event is a fun and competitive way for kids ages 13 and younger to see how well their dribbling, shooting, layups, passing, and defensive basketball skills are developing. Remember, for all the skills, each participant should compete as if in a real game situation and to the best of their ability. They should avoid any turnovers, such as double dribbling, traveling, and carrying the ball. But before you start, you'll need to set up the court. These are the materials you will need for the skills challenge: a tape measure, removable tape, 5 cones, a 28.5 size basketball, a 29.5 size basketball, a stopwatch, a pen or pencil, and a score sheet. Here are some tips when setting up each skill on the court. For the defensive skill, if you're using a regulation court, your court should already be marked with lower blocks and a 15-foot free throw line. If so, you are all set. The defensive skill challenges the participant to 6 defensive slides and sprinting in the fastest time possible. And finally, attempting 1 free throw. With their body in the lane, the participant starts with 1 foot on the block in a defensive stance. When the timer yells go, then starts their stopwatch, the participant should slide to the other block and touch with their hand. This is considered their first touch. Next, the participant shuffles back and touches the original block with their hand, which is their second touch. They continue to shuffle back and forth between blocks for a total of 6 touches. After their 6th touch, the player sprints to the free throw line or finish line. Once the participant crosses the line, the timer will stop the stopwatch and the scorer records the time on the score sheet. Immediately following, the participant will attempt 1 free throw from the 15-foot line. If they make the free throw, you subtract 1 second from their total time, and that's their final time. For the passing skill, make sure you have a solid concrete wall with no obstructions nearby. Measure 4 feet from the floor up the wall to mark the bottom of the wall pass target. Then, make a 16-inch by 16-inch wall pass target. Finally, measure 12 feet away from the wall and place removable tape on the floor at that mark. This will be the passing line. Participants start with both feet behind the passing line. When the timer yells go and starts their stopwatch, they should perform a chest pass towards the wall. Participants should continue passing until they hit the target 5 times. After the 5th accurate pass is complete, the timer will stop the stopwatch, and the scorer should record the final time on the score sheet. If after 30 seconds the participant does not make 5 accurate passes, the participant's turn will be over, and they will receive a score of 30 seconds. The dribbling setup is 47 feet long and consists of 5 cones. Depending on the size of the court, it may or may not go beyond half court. The start and finish line will be placed at 47 feet. The cones will be placed at 10 feet, 18 feet, 26 feet, 34 feet, and 42 feet. We recommend placing a small piece of removable tape where each of the cones will be placed. That way, if a cone gets knocked over, it can be replaced in the correct spot. The participant begins behind the start line and completes 5 stationary dribbles with one hand, then 5 with the other hand. They then zigzag through the 5 cones using either hand. Once the participant rounds the last cone, they should touch the turnaround line with a foot. Then speed dribble using either hand until they reach the finish line. And the scorer records the final time on the score sheet. The shooting and layup skills will have the same setup and both take place in the key. Using the removable tape, place a box around each elbow. Each box should measure 12 inches by 12 inches and be 6 inches from the center to the side. The shooting drill consists of the players shooting from alternating elbows until they make 2 shots. Remember, participants must dribble once they rebound their shot and move to the next spot, and some part of the participant's foot must be touching any part of the spot when the ball is released for the shot to count. The participant starts at either elbow shooting spot, and when the timer yells go and starts their stopwatch, they shoot, rebound their own shot, and then they must switch spots to the opposite side, no matter if they make or miss their shot. Participants continue back and forth between spots until the 2 required shots have been made. Once the second shot goes in and the ball is completely through the net, the timer will stop the stopwatch, and the scorer should record the final time on the score sheet. If after 30 seconds the participant does not make the 2 required shots, the participant's turn will be over, and they will receive a score of 30 seconds. The layup skill consists of the player dribbling between alternating elbows for lefty and righty layups until they make 3 successfully. Participants start with 1 foot on either elbow shooting spot. When the timer yells go and starts the stopwatch, the player will dribble from the elbow to the hoop for the layup, then rebound their own shot and dribble to the opposite elbow spot, no matter if the shot is made or missed. They must touch the elbow spot with 1 foot prior to returning for their next layup attempt, and should continue dribbling to alternating elbow spots and shooting layups from each side of the basket until 3 total layups have been made. The scorer should mark each made shot on the score sheet to assist with keeping track. Once the 3rd shot goes in and completely through the net, the timer will stop the stopwatch, and the scorer should record the final time on the score sheet. If after 30 seconds the participant does not make the 3 required layup shots, the participant's turn will be over, and they will receive a score of 30 seconds. After the participants have completed all 5 skills, it's time to tally those scores to see who won your Junior NBA Skills Challenge.